What's up, movie lovers? It's Chase Plays Films with Food here, and today I'm going to be continuing my Nightmare on Elm Street review series with Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Freddy's Revenge. I got the IMDb pulled up here so I can actually tell you the plot, unlike last week. I mean, everybody knows the plot to the original, but here we go. A teenage boy is haunted in his dreams by a deceased child murderer, Freddy Krueger, who is out to possess him in order to continue his reign of terror in the real world. So, that's basically the plot. And I'm going to do what I did last time. I'm going to pull up my IMDb review and go off of that. So here it is. It's not super long. Can that pop up at all? Wow, this camera's not bad. Not good. It's not the best. Whatever. So I gave it a 6 out of 10, and I called it a mixed bag, but not bad. This movie was just okay. Not great, not bad. First, the pros. The beginning, it was suspenseful and very creative. Still agree with that. I think it's not very creative, but the beginning is really good. It's got that nice build up, and it feels like the original. Obviously, like with Wes Craven's directing and his script, it's it's gonna have a very different feel than the original. Because Wes Craven had the first Nightmare just feels different. Like all the sequels feel different than them, and haven't ever really been able to capture the original, at least in that same tone. So, yeah, let's continue. I like the fact that they tried to be different with the gay undertones. It really sets the film apart from the other sequels and makes the main character more interesting. Um, I still agree with that. There's not as many as I thought though. Like on the rewatch, I mean the main character Jesse, played by Mark Patton, who's really good by the way. Oh, I didn't even say the cast. Whatever. Let's just go with Mark Patton, Robert Englund's Freddy. Um, these are 80s slash movies. I don't know if you guys really care about the cast. And it's directed by Jack Shoulder. Um, but like Jesse spends half the movie shirtless and sweaty, so I guess there's that. There's the iconic. I don't know if it's iconic in the horror community. The hilarious scene where he's dancing in his bedroom, and the fact that there's a board game called Probe in the bedroom. I feel like they might have done that on purpose. And I just heard something. I don't know. Maybe it's Freddy. I was about to do the laugh, but I'm really bad at it. I can do ha 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 ha. There, I turned it down because I didn't want to be super loud. But there's a couple things. There's like him and his friend. Well, I guess they're kind of just friends. But the dude's like, "There's a girl all over you. There's a girl waiting for you in her room, and you want to sleep with me, or whatever." Um, but like they just fight right in the beginning, and then he like pulls Jesse's pants down. So there's that, and then obviously the gay bar. But it sounds like a lot, but really most of the movie is like it really follows the tone of the original pretty well. Like, um, oh, do I talk about that? Yeah, I'm gonna bring. Well, I'm gonna say it now. It carries over the serious tone of the original, but it mixes it with this weird, like, kind of feels like a sitcom. Like with his parents. The parents in the original movie were very untrustworthy of the kids, and they all had like their own problems. Like Nancy's mom had alcoholism and stuff, and then all the parents were kind of just like, "Oh, you better just go to bed, son," or whatever. And the second movie, it's like Jesse. The dad's like, "Jesse, clean your damn room," and then he's like yelling at him all the time. Like it feels like a sitcom, man. And I don't think that balances out very well. Um, all of the stupid moments give the film a so bad it's good feeling and make it highly entertaining. Yes, like Jesse falling asleep in class. I guess these are minor spoilers. I don't know how much you guys care about spoilers for Nightmare on Elm Street 2. I mean, it came out 34 years ago. Plus, it's like a 80s slasher, so you're probably still gonna have fun with it, even if I did like go beat by beat the entire plot. But like Jesse falling asleep in class with the snake, the scene with the parrot, the toaster. It's like kind of breaks the rules of the original though, because I think all that dream stuff is really interesting, kind of cool, pretty funny because it's all really stupid stuff. Um, but it kind of seems like Freddy is like manipulating the real world, and I thought it was like, well, everything that happens in the dream world happens in the real world, but this it just seems like he's like controlling the real world. So I don't know. The characters are decently developed. Definitely don't agree with that. They're all right. Like uh, Grady, Jesse's friend, he's got some decent lines. He's kind of good, I guess. But Jesse's love interest, I guess, because technically there's all the gay undertones. Lisa. This rewatch, I didn't realize how boring she was as a character. I mean, really, she's just like a love interest, and that's it. She doesn't really have a personality. And the coach is, I guess, memorable. All the weird stuff with him, like him at the gay bar, and he's always making Jesse do push-ups and run laps and stuff. But yeah, there's some interesting characters, but I think it was better in the first movie, even though they didn't have like a lot of development either. But Mark Patton is really good as Jesse. Like I think he definitely screams more than Nancy, which is kind of funny. So he like calls himself a scream queen, and I'd agree with that. I think that's kind of funny, and he's definitely good at screaming. Like that one time when he wakes up with Freddy's glove on his hand in the shower, and he's like, ah, that was perfect. He has a lot of really good screaming. Um, I thought the story was decent. Yeah, I did, but like this time around when I watched it, I just watched it today. I've understood more like how it didn't break the rules of the original with Freddy wanting to possess Jesse, but at the same time, I don't think that makes sense for his character because yeah, I guess he's kind of like a wild card and he like over the top. Not he's not over the top yet, but like he's in the dream world where he's pretty much unstoppable. Why would he want to possess this kid so that he could be in the real world? Like I guess Wes Craven didn't agree with that, and that's why he didn't want to do the sequel, and because he didn't want Elm Street to be a franchise anyway. He wanted the original to actually have a happy ending. I just read that on somebody's IMDb review, so I don't know if that's true, but it sounds true to me. I think it would have worked better if Freddy was like using Jesse to cover up his crimes, like so then he could still kill people. Cause the first movie, the deaths happen, and then the parents are just like, well, who could have done this? And then they like blame real people. Like if it was him using Jesse like that, that would make sense. But he doesn't. Why would he want to possess him? Like he's in the dream world. He's unstoppable. He doesn't want to go to the real world where he can be killed. It's not like Chucky, where he wants to be a human, so he's not trapped in a tiny little body. Uh, there were some cool scenes and the effects were good. There was some cool scenes, like the dream sequences. I really like because they're really stupid and weird. And like, what? But there is some actually good, decent, suspenseful ones, and the effects are really good. There's a lot of good like body horror type stuff, like faces melting, stuff like that. Really good. There is some weird effects, like the one like the dogs with the baby faces on them. The NECA action figure for Freddy in Nightmare on Elm Street 2 actually has the like weird baby face dogs, which I think is kind of funny. I was thinking about maybe getting that figure. I'm either gonna get the Dream Warriors one or the first one if I do get one. But anyways, moving on. The best thing though, Robert England, he is still very dark and sinister. That is true. He doesn't still again, he doesn't really make a lot of jokes and he has pretty much the same amount of screen time. And there's the awesome pool party scene, which I like, but still it's like, why would you want to be in the human world? They don't ever really explain it. It's just gonna be easier for him to be stopped. Uh, Now the cons. I felt that the ending was very generic and anticlimactic. The ending was kind of weird because it's all the gay stuff, and the way it ends. I'm not gonna spoil, but it's like, oh, I see what you're doing there, screenwriter, because he used to deny all the time that he had all these gay subtext and stuff. He was like, no, I didn't mean for that. That wasn't intentional. And then after Mark Patton was on the Never Sleep Again Elm Street documentary, uh, the writer was like, okay, yeah, I did it on purpose. Um, but like the ending is like, okay, I see what you're doing there. If you've seen it, I already spoiled a couple things, but they're minor. But I'm not gonna give away the ending because I think you should watch this because it's a fun movie to watch. It's a weird mix between like, whoa, what the hell just happened? Like bad movie, over the top, crazy stuff, and then like actually nice dark moments, suspenseful, the same tone as the original, somewhat. Except it doesn't have that sense of urgency. Cause like the first Elm Street, it's like, oh my god, they gotta stay awake. They gotta defeat Freddy. And this one, like the editing is my biggest problem with it. Besides Freddy's motivation not being explained and why he would want to be in the human world, which I've already said like 5 times at this point. But the editing, I didn't realize that it's pretty bad in some spots. Like there's a part where he kills a guy and he says a one-liner. The guy's like, it's at the pool party. The guy's like, it's okay, I can help you. And then Freddy's like, help yourself, fucker. And then he says it, and then it cuts to his arm raising like this, and then he goes. It's like really bad editing, but it is funny. The editing makes it unintentionally funny, so I'm not going to complain too hard about it. The scares, they were very stupid and ridiculous, but hilarious. Yeah, I still agree with that. They have like the typical jump scares where it's like, ah, rat, stuff like that. I feel like there wasn't enough kills or Freddy. In the first movie, it didn't matter, but here it did. Yeah, because I feel like in a sequel, you gotta up the body count a bit more, because there was really only 2 kills before the pool party scene. There was only 2 kills before that, and they were pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think there needed to be a lot of kills for this story anyway, but I think there could have been a lot more Freddy. Like, if you wanted to keep in tone with the original, tone down the dream sequences, make them a bit less ridiculous, and focus more on Freddy and like the scares. Although I'm not gonna complain because I think this movie's pretty fun and good. The worst part though, oh, I said in the first movie it didn't matter, but here it did. Yeah, I already read that. Never mind. The worst part though, the tone. It tries to be serious at times, but the movie feels like an 80s sitcom. Nightmare 2 is better than others in the franchise, but not the best. Yeah, I gave it a 6 out of 10 on there. I don't think it. I feel like a 6 is a bit too low for this movie. I think this is very underrated. And it's cool because even though I don't like Freddy's motivation, it's kind of a cool representation because it's like Freddy wanting to possess Jesse and like go into the real world. I guess you could see it as like a metaphor for like his homosexuality, and he's afraid to come out, and it's like boom, I guess. But yeah, like Mark Patton is good. The kills are good. The effects are good. The story's decent. Robert Englund as Freddy is really good, but a lot of the characters I don't really care about. It's weird that it sometimes it feels it's like a weird balance mix of serious and like sitcom type stuff with the parents, like his dad yelling at him and being like, "You killed the parrot" or whatever. You fell on one of them goddamn cherry bombs. It's like one of my favorite lines. He's like, "What'd you feed him? Fireworks, or was it one of them goddamn cherry bombs?" This time I'm drinking actual water, not just reusing a bottle. I don't know if that's better or worse. And yeah, Freddy's motivation is the worst part for me. So I think overall, I give it a 7 out of 10. I would go 8, but I don't think it's that high. I'd say 7. There's some good dream sequences too. Pretty much everything I've already said. So yeah, I'm gonna give Nightmare on Elm Street 2 Freddy's Revenge a 7 out of 10. I definitely think you should check it out. It's not as good as the original, but it's a pretty fun movie. It'd be fun to watch with your friends. Um, but yeah, and probably tomorrow I'm gonna do Dream Warriors #3. So I'm really excited for that because Dream Warriors is like the fan favorite, and it's got the kick-ass Dream Warriors song. So yeah, looking forward to that. But for now, this is Jay Spice Films and Food, and I'm saying bye. Bye.